Well, I got a project I'm gonna work on today. I'm going to make a kind of like a little flower bed planter along with a flagpole holder. So I've got this crazy idea in my head. I think it might work, but come along with me. We'll see if this is gonna work out or not. Just trying to reuse. I was getting ready to throw this tub away because it's all rusted out in the bottom. I'm like, you know, I can make me a planter out of this deal. And I've always wanted a flagpole out here in front of the house. Well, this is the old planter right here I got. See, you can see got holes in it. And it's not a whole lot of use other than, I guess, using it as a planter. But, so I'm gonna take and put a pipe in a 5-gallon bucket, concrete it, and then I can slide my flagpole into that pipe. All right, so I got the my bucket right here. This is my pipe. I'm gonna concrete this in the bucket, and I'll be able to slide my flagpole into there. And anyways, that's kind of the game plan.
What's the bucket for?
Just kind of holds it in place. All right.
What's this big tub for? Oh, you put the bucket in there?
Yeah, we'll put the bucket in here. Then I'm gonna put dirt all around here.
Put flowers in it?
Put flowers, yeah. Think it'll work?
Yep.
All right, well now we'll let this set up and then we'll fill this up. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that concrete to set up, I'm gonna work on this other project. Man, these strawberries, the plants have been just looking great. They're growing really good, but they just did not produce strawberries. And I think my dad kind of suggested this. He said, I don't think you're getting enough sunlight. I put them over here on the east side of the house just to keep them from getting burned up during the hot summertime. And I think the location of them probably just isn't very good. Well, they just didn't do good for strawberries, and it's a lot of work for no strawberries. So I'm going to take and use this for like my lettuce, herbs, different things like that. That's what I'm gonna grow over here. So I'm gonna take all these strawberry plants out of here and then replant with that. So Philip, we got some work to do. Are you ready?
Maybe.
Maybe. Let's go. Okay, so I got the strawberries all pulled out, and a few like last year I did these beds early in the spring, and it's a hugelkultur bed to where you take and you put logs and different debris down below, then you put your dirt on top of it. And I knew this was going to happen over time. It settled down, and so I need to add some more soil to this. But whenever I was pulling this out, I was just looking at all the different types of bugs and organisms, stuff like that, that's just crawling around. It is just, it's pretty amazing how it keeps the soil not compact and aerated to where everything just kind of moving around in there. The strawberries did great in there. I hate to see them go. I really love strawberries, but it just didn't look like it's going to work out in this spot. So I'm going to pivot and try something else. But I need to add some more dirt to these tubs and get them planted. got the planters filled back up with dirt, and it's good, nice, rich dirt, and not a whole lot of weeds and stuff in it. It got a little bit, but it's kind of hard to find dirt without it in it. But I'm gonna get these planted. I got some onions that I'm gonna put in here, and some lettuce, and maybe some dill. I got some dill I'm gonna put in there. So get that going. I've got the other planter filled up, and me and Katie are gonna go to town and get us some flowers to put in that. So hopefully we can get it spruced up, but it's coming along. I was surprised how much dirt that these planters took. It took quite a bit of dirt. So they're gonna be nice once it gets all up and going again. But I'm gonna get this in the ground. Yeah, I got some red romaine lettuce right here. We're just kind of gonna sprinkle it all around. Alright, I'm just going to kind of work that lettuce in. Man, it is a hot one here in Oklahoma today, but man, chores are still got to be done. We still got to get things going. What we got going today is we've got to pick the garden, we've got to move some chickens, and then we've got to pick some more garden. Seems like it happens this way every year. Dad, he's got a big corn patch. I say big, I mean it's big for us. And it always happens that the majority of the Stokeses is going to be gone whenever it is time to pick the corn. And it's happened several times where it's just been me and Katie, or it's been me, Katie, my mom and dad. Well, Katie, Olivia, my brother, and his wife Lonnie, and the kids, they are gone to basketball camp. They're playing at a team camp in the University of Oklahoma. They're going to be gone 2 nights, and Dad wants to pick corn tonight. So me and Philip and Mom and Dad, we are going to be shucking some corn. Philip, he ain't all excited about it. He said, hey, this is too hot. Let's wait till it cools off. I said, Philip, it ain't going to get any cooler. It's going to get hotter as it goes on. Okay, so right over here I've got my cucumbers, watermelon, and cantaloupe, and they're doing really good right through here. Several of them I had to kind of had to replant them, that they didn't come up. So I've got some younger ones and I've got some older ones. And man, I kind of didn't think they'd be putting on fruit quite yet, but they have been. They got away from me. Like I've got several cucumbers that are ready to harvest. Some of them are a little rather big, rather large and in charge. But it seems like this stuff right here, I mean, you can wait one day and then all of a sudden, bam, they got grown up overnight, and they're too old. or they're just really good at hiding, probably is what it is. All right, there's some nice ones right there. so garden is doing good, but it is getting hot. So I've noticed, especially with tomatoes, once you get up to a certain temperature overnight, then they'll quit blooming. They kind of go almost into survival mode. So hopefully we can kind of get a little bit of relief. I've got to really start watering stuff. A lot of my squash, they've produced quite a bit, but it's that time of the year that the squash will start dying off, and they just can't handle the heat. And plus, I've been in there moseying around, and I'm kind of clumsy, and I can kind of damage the plants whenever I'm in there picking. But they've definitely served their purpose, and they've done a good job. I've had a good year with the squash. My dill is getting after it. It's blooming out on me. I need to get it harvested, some of it anyways. Man, I just love the smell. Love dill. So I've got this material right here, and it's 7 foot. I think it's 7 foot across, and I made it where I had 2 rows in each one of these rows of, 2 rows in the rolls of material, and I made it where I thought plenty of walk room in between the tomato cages. Well, if I was on top of my game and I kept the limbs and stuff inside there, I wouldn't have this problem. But man, it is overgrown right down the middle. So next year I'll probably just do 1 row of tomatoes per there, and but you live, you learn. We're just experimenting, playing around with it. So we got us some cucumbers picked. Philip, why don't you go ahead and take that on back out to the stand?
Is Wilson over here?
He's running around here somewhere.
Well, we better.
He's around here.
Saw him.
Come here, Wilson. He's probably hiding underneath the shade tree somewhere. Wilson!
Oh, he's in the corner.
Yeah, he was in the corner. All right, we got you located. All right.
Anything else? I feel like tomatoes down there.
Yeah, we're gonna, once you go fill up with the cucumbers and come back, we'll load you up with tomatoes, okay?
They're white looking. They're like...
Well, they're good. Just the way they are.
I thought popsicles are a lot greener.
Well, they're just a different type of cucumber. We call it the garden getter. One of the subscribers suggested that, and I like it. It's a little bit high-seated.
Yeah.
I got it set up for me, and Philip, he just got his feet in the middle. Pretty handy. Yep, I really like that thing. All right, so I'm gonna get in here and get these tomatoes picked, and hopefully I don't get snake bit. All right, so yep, kind of like a little bit of a jungle in here. Welcome to the jungle. All right. So, I've learned, I'm always learning stuff. And I think if you ever stop learning, that's whenever you really need to be worried. But I learned that there's a different types of tomatoes, determinate and indeterminate. And I can't remember what the difference in between the two are, but one of them has a lot of vines. I don't know, I'll lie to you if I tell you. But some will vine out, and then others will just get to a certain height, and that's where they're at. But I think it's the determinate will vine out, and they'll produce longer throughout the season. But they're usually a smaller tomato. So I think they're more of like your cherry tomatoes, your Romo, and all that. And then the others will just kind of bear all at once. But they'll still bear a little bit, but just your big fruit. They're usually larger, kind of like that right there. You can kind of see this one, they kind of grow up like this, and they're kind of bushed in there. You saw like this, I don't know. That one's just kind of fine. But like your, down there you'll see your cherry tomatoes, they're kind of going out this way. And I think those are your determinate. I don't know, but it's something I want to really look into next year whenever I'm buying my tomatoes. I like my cherry tomatoes, but I don't like a lot of them. But I'm going to be more selective on where I put those, so that I could possibly even like trellis them up and pay a little more attention to them like that. Well, I'm not gonna let it go to waste. Well, no, I am. It's got a big old bug hole in it. So good thing I picked that one. Oh man, look at that. Look at that. That's a good looking tomato. I'm gonna cut that out and I'm gonna eat it myself. Like, I think a rabbit. No. If you look, sorry, I'm out of breath, I've been bending over. If you look right there, they're pointed at the end. And it was right next to the ground. What do you think right here? Come here.
Rabbit.
Well, let's think about it. It could be, I said rabbit at first, but keep an open mind on this, Philip. You're a detective here. What does that look like? Is it rounded?
Teeth almost.
Teeth or like a point? See, kind of like a point?
Wilson.
No, I don't think Wilson's teeth. I don't think he'd be eating
Ollie.
that. No, it's on the ground, real low on the ground. Thinking of a turtle?
Probably.
You ever seen a turtle mouth? You know how they kind of come to a point?
No, I don't know.
You know?
Actually, I have.
Yeah. See that right there? It looked like he kind of chomped down and got a little bit of a point right there. You think? I'll cut that off and I'll eat it. That'll be a good tomato.
That looks good.
Yeah, I know it. I was all excited about it and I was going to show it off to the camera and I picked it and I felt it like, oh no.
What happened to this one? Same thing?
Yeah, a bug got that one.
Yeah.
So.
That was kind of late. It looks like, too.
Yeah. All those animals, they serve a purpose. As long as they're leaving me some.
Dad, I'm putting this in the compost pile right here. I think we're gonna pick some more. They're all bad looking.
Yeah, that's fine. Once you put, Wilson, get out of that tomato. That's mine. Once you.
I'm trying to feed him one.
Well, he picked up a tomato. He took it over that way. Let's put those on the compost. Wilson did. I got these rotten ones right here. Why don't you take those off to the. Pick up that tomato. There's another one over there. And dump them in that compost pile. You know, you get different animals that serve different purposes. I think everything out here that they do serve a purpose in moderation. So I don't know. I've heard of angel share. You know, they call it that's the angel share. You put that tomato down for the angel. But I think it was an old turtle. All right, I'm gonna get to picking. I'm talking too much.